In the last lecture, we created a route using which we can create new users for our application and save them in the database. But currently there is one problem with that implementation. So if I go to VS Code in the authController.js, here using this signup route handler function, we are creating a new user and the details of that user we are getting in the request body. Now if you see the model of user, there we have this password field and we have this confirm password field. So a user should be created only if the password he has provided and the value for the confirm password which he has provided, if both of them match. If they are different, in that case the user should not be created. But currently that is not the case. If I go to Postman and from there let me try to create a new user, let's say Mary Watt. Okay, and I also need to change the email because with the same email we cannot create a new user. So I have changed the email also. But if you see the password I have specified as test1234 and confirm password I have specified as test12345. So these two passwords are not matching. These two values, they are not matching. So in this case, the user should not be created. But here, if I send the request, you will notice that that user is still created. So now we are going to handle this scenario where if the password value and the confirm password value does not match, in that case, we will not create the user. We will not insert that user in the database. Instead, we will throw an error response to the client and we will ask client to rectify this issue. So here, what we are going to do is on this confirm password, we are going to add a custom validator and that custom validator will check if the value of the confirm password matches with the value of the password or not. If it does not match, in that case, that validator should throw a validation error. Only if the password and confirm password match, it should work. It should allow saving the document to the collection. And we learned that in order to add a custom validator, we can use this validate property. To that, we can assign an object where we need to have a validator. And to this validator, we can assign a function. Here, I'm not going to use arrow function syntax because inside this function, I want to use this variable. And this function is going to receive a value, the value which the user has passed for this confirm password field. And inside this, we are going to check if the value, that means the value which Express has received for this confirm password field, if it is equal to this dot password. So here, this variable is going to point to the document which we are saving in the database. And this value is going to receive the value which the user has specified for this confirm password field. So if they match, in that case, this expression will return true. And in that case, we want to return true from here. That means there is no validation error. But if they do not match, in that case, this expression will return false. So this validator will return false. That means there is a validation error. And when there is a validation error, I also want to set a validation error message where I'll say password and confirm password do not match. Okay. Now remember that since inside this validator function we are using this variable, it is only going to work for save and create function. That means this validator will only work when we are saving a document in the collection. It will not work for update. Why? Because we have learned that Mongoose validators are basically pre-save hooks. And in case of a pre-save hook, this variable points to the document which we are trying to save in the database. But in case of update, when we try to update a document in a collection, for that we use find by ID and update or find one and update or any other update method. Let's say update one or update many. But these update methods does not run for a document middleware. That means there this variable will not point to the document which we are trying to update. So in that case, this variable will be undefined. And in that case, it will not work. So this validator, it will not work for updates, but it will work for save when we are saving the document in the collection using either save method or create method. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand this. Also, we do not need to compare the password if the user is already created and if we are updating the user detail, right? So that will not be a problem. Now with this, let's save the changes, and let me first go to Compass, and let me refresh the collection here. So we should have 4 documents, and I'll delete these 2 documents. So I'll delete this last document which we just now created. Let's delete it, and let's also delete this document. Okay, now let's go to Postman, and again I'll try to create this user Mary Watt with the email marywatt@gmail.com. Since I have deleted this user, we do not have any user with this email. So this time, since the password and confirm password do not match, we should get a validation error. Let's see if that's the case. If I send the request, you see we have received a validation error, and it says user validation failed, password and confirm password do not match. Here you can also see that we have a validation error, and the message is password and confirm password do not match. So it is working as expected. The custom validator, it is throwing the validation error properly. But if the password and confirm password match, in that case, we should not have any error, and this user should be created successfully, because here this email is also unique. We do not have any user with this email in the database. So if I send the request now this user should be created properly. As you can see, we have received this 201 created response. And if I also go to Compass, and there if I refresh the collection, we should have that third user. Now there is one more thing. So confirm password, we only need to confirm if the user has entered the same password in the confirm password field also. But we do not want to save this confirm password field in the database. So here we can make use of Mongoose pre-save hook. So we have learned about document middlewares, and pre-save hook is a document middleware. So pre-save hook is executed before the document is actually saved in the database. And before saving the document in the database, I want to exclude this confirm password field from the saved data. Okay, so for that, before saving the document in the collection, here I'm going to create a pre-save hook on the user model. So if you remember, we create a Mongoose middleware on a Mongoose schema. So here it should be user schema and not user model. And on that, we are going to call this pre method. Here, I want to run this pre hook for save. So whenever the document will be saved, before that, I want to execute some logic. And that logic we can specify inside this second argument, which is going to be a callback function, which will run before saving a user document in the collection. And here I'm simply going to say this dot confirm password equals undefined. So we have learned that inside the pre-hook middleware, this variable points to the document which we are trying to save in the database. So that document will have this confirm password field. If I set it to undefined, then while saving this field in the database, since it is undefined, it will not be created on the document. And this function is also going to receive the next function, and we are going to call this next function in order to call the next middleware in the stack. Okay, so here let me give a comment. Okay, let's save the changes and let's test it out. So let's again go to Postman, and there let me try to create a new user. Let's say markwhat, because we have also deleted this user. So with this email, with this markwhat@gmail.com, we will not have any user. So this user should be created. But here for the password and confirm password, I'm going to specify different values. Just wanted to test it. So if I send this request, we should get a validation error. So this is working. But if I specify same value for password and confirm password, and now if I send the request, this user should be created properly. So you can see the user has been created properly. And now in the database, we only have password field. We do not have confirm password field. And that we can also verify from the Compass. So let me refresh the collection here. And if I go to the last document, you see, till here we also have the confirm password field in the document, but for this document we do not have the confirm password field. So now we are not saving confirm password field in the database. We just need confirm password field to compare the password value and confirm password value. We do not want it to save it in the collection, in the document. So for that, we have just created this simple pre-hook logic. Now, some of you here might say that we have set this confirm password field as required, right? Then how can we set the confirm password as undefined before saving it in the database collection? Wouldn't it throw an error? Well, the validator will run before the document is actually saved in the database. Okay, and we have learned that validators are also pre-save hooks which runs before any pre-save hook which we have defined. So here we have defined a pre-save hook, but the validator will run, it is also a pre-save hook, but it will run before any pre-save hook which we have defined. So that is the first pre-save hook which will be executed. And after that, once the validation is done, after that, this pre-save hook will be executed. Okay, so before this pre-save hook is executed, before that, the data is already validated. So now here, we are simply going to remove the value of the confirm password. We are going to set it to undefined. And after that, the validator will not run again. And that's why the data will be saved in the database. So while saving the data, MongoDB is not going to check what data it is receiving for save. We can save any value for confirm password field in the database collection. All right, so we have fixed this problem while creating the user, but now we also have one more problem. And that is, if I go to Compass, you will see that here we are saving the plain password of the user. Now, in a real world application, we should never save plain password of the user in the database. Because if a hacker gets access to our database, he will have the username of all the users as well as access to their plain password. And then that hacker can use any of the user detail to log into our application. And that we want to avoid. And for that, before saving the password in the database, we need to hash that password and add some salt to it to make it harder to guess. So in the next lecture, we will learn what do we mean by hashing and salting a password. And then after that, we are going to hash the password before saving it in the database collection. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.